just say I do.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Behind the Veil, a show that provides insight into the world of weddings. We are here live from Vegas for the NACE conference, and I was told that it had to be specifically something what?
NACE Experience 2021.
NACE Experience 2021. So we've been having multiple days of listening to some of the world's best event pros talking about what is going on in the world of events. And I have to say, we've seen a lot actually over the last 4 days about like what the world really is like in the event world. And let me just say, first of all, the fact that us three are together, like
the first time in a year and a half.
First time in a year and a half.
As well. I mean, we've seen each other, but
yeah, but you know what I mean?
You're doing this show.
Yeah.
The first time and the
First
second.
time.
No, but this is like the first time that we've actually been in the same room at the same time and not doing the kind of Zoom thingy that goes on, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, guys, if you're watching us right now, so we are again literally coming live from Las Vegas from the NACE conference, the NACE National Association of Catering and Events conference, and we're gonna have a couple of surprises and a couple of surprise guests throughout the day. But the first question that I want to ask you is like, what was your favorite thing so far about Las Vegas? What is it? Ha! Pause. She's like, I don't know.
No.
Car rides.
Ask me later. I'm still trying to keep my checking account out of the negative.
Right? Oh my God. And what about you? What's been your favorite part?
I think just the magnitude of art and fashion and style that you get to see from so many different influences that you see and what we can take back.
Right.
I think that's probably the most amazing part for me.
Well, you know what I find, and by the way, we are filming from the NACE Foundation Lounge. So you're going to be listening to some conversations going on in the background because we do have a live audience today that is watching us film this today. You know what? I feel like my favorite part of Las Vegas is the people. I mean, I don't think I've been anywhere where we've had this number of people around us at one point. Like, I mean, going down the city streets. Last night we went to Fremont Street.
Yes,
and guys, I have to tell you, Fremont Street did not feel like anything was different. It was exactly the same, like on any other time. So if you're going to come to Las Vegas, just know that you're going to have a good time. You're going to lose a lot of money, but you're going to have a really good time, right? You're going to have a really good time.
Definitely go through the O show, the water show.
So, who's our first guest?
Our first guest today is going to be Philip Wolf.
Philip, come on and join us.
Over, Philip.
Come over here, Philip.
Philip is with Cultivating Spirits, and he's going to talk a little bit about the Cannabis Expo that's going to be coming up.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about the wedding
Exciting.
industry and then you talk about cannabis in general, all right. You gotta, I mean, I want to go to that.
Yes, yeah. Well, August
I mean,
29th in Vegas,
right?
And October 10th in Denver, and November 7th in Boston. So you should. I know someone can get you some free tickets.
Oh my God, please. We are totally there. But honestly, if you're talking about Vegas, there's no such thing as free tickets because God bless. But all right, so, right? There's always a trick. But I want to repeat those dates because that is August 29th here in Vegas. November 7th is Boston, and then October 10th is Denver, right?
Correct.
So what? Oh, okay, tell us about this conference at Cannabis Wedding Expo. Comes up when I think Cannabis Wedding Expo, there is a lot of imagery that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad your curiosity's perked.
Right, but does that? but seriously, is it really sparking all the right imagery?
Well, you know, I think one thing about cannabis is that it fits all walks of life.
Yeah.
And so it's really unlimited into how you can integrate that within your life and into your wedding or your event. And so I don't know what thoughts are going through your head right now.
Well,
but...
you know, I'm just thinking like there's like a cloud of smoke happening at somebody's wedding, you know, and everybody's getting high, but not on the emotion. They're getting high on other things.
Well, part of the beautiful part about it is that it can be very outward facing or very inward facing.
Right.
You know, some people just want to smoke a joint as they're getting ready before they walk down the aisle with their girlfriends.
Yeah, but why,
you know?
why wouldn't that be any different than what we basically do every week when we do a wedding? I mean, on the down low, so to speak, you know, on the down low.
Okay.
So this conference is what? To kind of bring energy to legalize this.
Well, so what we want to do with it is it serves kind of two purposes. From
Okay.
you know, everybody in the cannabis industry is an advocate at heart, and so
Right.
this is why I got into this. And so the two things that we fill outside of it being a really fun boutique event, which
Right.
we all like to go to, right?
Right.
But you know, we give businesses that are new service providers in the cannabis industry a place to market themselves. So we're talking about bud bar companies, we're talking about catering chefs, we're talking about florists who want to integrate cannabis into it, cannabis jewelry in our
Smart,
accoutrements,
right?
You know, but then also services like venues. Imagine being a bride,
Right.
and you do want to smoke a joint with your girlfriends before, you know, getting ready. You don't want to walk outside to your car to do
Right,
it. You want to
right,
do it
right.
right there. Imagine calling and say, "Hey, are you friendly with cannabis?" Awkward conversation. I've had a million of them.
right?
But it's super awkward.
Very true.
That is a totally that. I mean, seriously, that is a very odd conversation to have.
Exactly.
You know, especially if you're talking to a director of catering. I mean, we were listening to the director of catering here earlier, the previous director of catering, and you know, to be able to, and as a previous director of catering, because I used to be a director of catering for Ritz-Carlton.
Okay.
If I had a bride that called me and said, "Hey, I want to have my wedding at your place, but can we get high?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it more awkward for you or the bride that's calling you?
Really?
right? Exactly. It's totally more awkward for me. It's totally more awkward for me because I think, oh my God,
wanna
you know,
displease your
well,
client.
no, and I don't even know if I want to book that business because
You don't know what it's
I'm worried.
Legalities.
Well, yeah, not just legalities, but the type of client that is coming.
Totally.
And I feel like that is one of those things that when you talk about cannabis in the world, that people have the wrong idea of the kind of client
But
associated
is
with
that
cannabis.
type of client going to be calling the Ritz-Carlton?
Yes.
The one that you may be imaging right
Oh,
now?
100%. So I'll give you an example. I had about, you know, so this is 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
I actually had a bride that called me about cannabis. She owned a cannabis farm. She owned a pot farm.
Yeah.
Her and her husband, or now husband. And so they obviously wanted to get married, and they had 75 days to do it because of growing times. I don't know. I didn't
Oh, yeah.
I didn't.
Harvesting.
Yeah, harvesting. I didn't understand that whole thing,
Yep.
but you know they not but they spent a poop ton of money, a poop ton of money.
Oh, now we're okay. Now
Right?
We're censored. Now we're
And
censoring
it was
Yeah, right.
it was amazing. The guests were amazing, and they were dressed up and gorgeous, and everything was done on a high-end level.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about somebody calling and you get the immediate like, "Oh, I want to get high at my wedding," that's not the clientele you're thinking of.
Well, see, I think I'm wrong. I think with the millennials, it's shifting. The
Right.
millennials want less alcohol.
Right.
Millennials are getting married more than anyone else is right now.
Right.
They want more mindful experiences. But one thing that's so important to people these days, especially coming out of the pandemic, is
Right.
people want options that fit their lifestyle.
Right.
And people aren't afraid to have the conversations with their family anymore, which was the biggest barrier into having cannabis at their wedding, was saying, "Grandma, I'm going to have a bud bar."
See,
Now asking grandma to have a bud bar, like, that's not a
Just
big deal
think of how
anymore,
great
you
the
know?
speeches
No,
are gonna be. The
I-
speeches are gonna be
talking
amazing.
I know the speeches are going to be incredible, but you know, you really think about like, you know, the changes that have come throughout the centuries over the last decade or two, where, you know, we've really gone away from the idea of getting drunk at a bar and doing more natural substances, you know, that to give you that same buzz, so to speak.
And are we talking about more of a smoking aspect, or are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talking more of an edible?
Well, so that's the beautiful part about it, because there's so many ways to integrate it in. I mean,
Yeah.
some people just integrate it in the decor and actually don't even consume it, you know? And
Decor,
things like that.
really? Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Integrate cannabis into the decor.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, here.
Oh my
I
gosh.
examples,
Like an
please.
archway?
Examples. Yeah.
Okay,
Like, you know.
go
I don't want to
to
smoke it. I just want to touch it.
go to our Instagram page, cannabis_wedding_expo, and you will see these beautiful bouquets that cannabis is integrated into it. You'll see beautiful jewelry of gold encrusted nugs that people will put on. You can
Right.
see very just beautiful accoutrements that are set up throughout. Even like, we know there's a high-end bond company called My Bud Vase, and they actually set them as centerpieces in the thing, and they're beautiful.
And do people get to take them home?
Well, it's up to the bride, right? Do they want to give $150 gifts to, that one lucky person at the table? I mean, we're all different.
Or do they want to take it home and smoke it?
Yeah, exactly.
Toss that bouquet.
Toss
that bouquet. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, and then you get to take it off and smoke it afterwards,
Right.
For dual purposes. So, I'm fascinated by this, but actually I have to go speak at my talk right now. And everything like that. But maybe I can come and we can go and, talk
we would
about this
love
a
to have you
more.
on a future show of Behind the Veil. Yeah.
Oh
my God. Thank you so much. It was so great to have you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck on your speaking.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for, covering NACE right now live. This is awesome. Really fun.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
And enjoy your speak. I'm sure everybody's going to get a lot out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I'll see you guys.
Come on.
Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Bye.
So, okay. You got to love Vegas. I mean, the fact that the very first surprise guest that we had on is talking about cannabis and weddings. I mean,
And it's legal here.
And it's legal here.
I mean, you walk outside, you can smell it.
Oh my God. Walking down.
We were going to take it to the dispensary.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You were going to go to the dispensary. But no, we were just literally going down Fremont Street the other day. It was like wafting through.
Oh, yes.
It was crazy.
We've been going crazy.
Yeah. No. Did you have somebody that you wanted to bring on? No? Not yet? All right. Anyway, so what was who you're snapping at?
No.
Okay.
She's looking for
I was pushing for something.
I know, we're looking live. This is what we do live. You know what I mean? Okay, so one of the other things that I've really noticed about during the conference is the moment that a suggestion of hope and of rebuilding that our whole community has been talking about.
Yes.
The fact that we just listened to somebody at the Design Expo talk about the fact that wedding pros are really the frontline soldiers of the event industry, and that we figured out how to survive. And the fact that we learned how to survive during COVID should bring everybody some hope about
peace. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody wants to cancel an event.
Nobody.
So, it's just a matter of finding the right people who are experts in their field to put it, help you put your events on with care and safety.
Right.
And we want your guests to feel comfortable, and we want you to feel comfortable. And I think that's ultimately what the message is that you want to find the right people who are professionals in the industry. And that's why we're here, because we're amongst all the professionals.
Well, and we really have heard from some amazing people. Like we've heard Rock Paper Coin was here, which we've had on the show. We've had, we had Sandy Hammer is not here, but all seated. She was amazing. Who else did we hear from? Oh my goodness. Mountainside Media. Yeah, they've been here talking as well. And so, and she's like, look, no, come here. No, you're come on in. That's the whole point.
Come on in.
Yay.
But we have a new guest.
We have a new guest. Oh, Elga. Hey, take a seat. Oh my God, isn't this fun?
Yes.
I mean, it's like so like crazy to be able to do something like doing something fresh. So introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah. So hi guys.
Cameras up there.
Yeah.
I'm
Brittany Dry. I run Love Inc. magazine, which I was on the show.
You were on the show like
four
months,
ago.
2 months ago. 2 months ago.
Yeah. So excited to be here.
So
I spoke yesterday. So
yeah.
today is just a free day for me, and I get to pop in and out.
Play around.
Yeah.
So what was it like to speak at the conference? I mean, because it's got to be a different vibe than as an attendee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming to listen to it, because I have no pressure. As an attendee, I come and sit and I get to judge, right, about what is being said on stage. I mean, you're in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what's that pressure
love
like?
Speaking. But it's definitely, I've been doing it for several years now. But
Yeah.
it's still like before I go on stage, I still get really nervous. But I think that's good. That kind
Right.
of keeps,
Keeps
you
it
know,
going, yeah.
Right.
If you're not
Keeps
getting
everyone
nervous,
going.
Yeah. But I'm actually nominated for Speaker of the Year.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a group of Christy Osborne and Mount Sun Media.
Yeah.
Like Meryl Snow. I'm
Right.
just honored to be
In that listed?
amongst those amazing.
But how
But
cool
there
is
was
that?
definitely like more pressure because it's like, okay, well,
Right.
with that nomination, now I really got to like bring my A game. I mean, not that I wouldn't anyways, but
Right.
there's definitely like more
don't
pressure
Susan,
involved.
don't
Okay.
Susan Lucci, our girlfriend.
So I grabbed these specifically because of you, because I saw
Oh,
I
nice.
saw these like
Pronouns.
they
Yes, I
them on
appreciated
there,
that.
he
Yes.
him. I was like, and then my
Awesome.
pronouns are, and you fill it in.
Yeah, they ran out of she, her, I think. So I had to write my.
I know, but
mine,
I
I appreciate this.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, how far have we come
Yes.
as an
So
event
these,
industry?
So just so people know.
Oh, yeah, these
go
go
on
on
the
the-
bottom of your
on your badge. Right here. But I feel like we've come such a long way as a conference, just in conference in general, because it's not just going to be here that you see these kind of what are my pronouns? It's going to be for tech companies. It's going to be for
They've even
people
already
putting
put
them
on
in their-
applications to fill a job and
Yeah.
stuff
Right.
like that. There's stuff and
people are
paperwork
putting them
and
on their profile when they're sending emails responses or sending
Yeah,
an email to a client.
signatures,
Right.
They know how to address
bios.
them.
But that had a lot to do with your early work in this.
Yes.
And
You're the
and as a
pioneer.
straight ally, right? And I remember from our conversation, straight ally, I mean, the fact that you were in this business spearheading this kind of work and to see this kind of result, I know it feels minor. I mean, it
It's
could
not
feel
that fast
minor.
work.
It's
really
not
is.
minor to be able to see the fact that they went and had the effort in putting pronouns out to make sure everybody feels
Inclusive.
comfortable. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and there's definitely like others in the space who have been,
Right.
and people who came before me for sure. But it's work that I love, and I'm happy to see the fruits of my labor and others' labor kind of
It's crazy.
coming to fruition. Yeah.
I mean, okay, as a gay man and as an older gay man, shut up. Anyway, shut up. Anyway, but as an older gay man, when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, first of all, I would have never ever even thought that the idea of being able to get married was in my future, right? Never thought that
Let
this was
alone on a glass boat.
right.
That's not a
Thank you. But never thought in a million years that I would legally get married, right? So then to go to move forward, let's say, and be able to get married, but then to be able to say to all of my friends that don't identify with one particular sex, or were born in the wrong body, that they would be able to have a voice and be okay with it, and that it would feel natural and just kind of part of the day. I mean, that's the thing that really struck me, is that nobody looked at this and went, "Oh, look at them, they're really cutting edge." Nobody said that.
It's just a normal
It
part
just
of
is.
And that's the thing,
registration.
she just had
A normal part of registration. What? It's crazy to
So
me.
that's how you can see where the leaps and bounds have been made, because she just said it too, like normal.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like
It's normal.
Huge and leaps,
Yes.
definitely leaps and bounds for sure. We wouldn't have saw that 5 years ago.
No,
No.
there's no way. And how much do you attribute that to, like, millennials in general? Like, the millennial journey, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, with each generation,
Yeah.
we're seeing more support and more people affirming different identities and orientations.
Right.
Gen Z, even more than millennials. So it's
Really?
only going
Wow.
to grow from here. I think like 22% of Gen Z identify somewhere on the LGBTQ spectrum.
22%. And it used to be 1 in 10.
Yeah.
And we used to love the 1 in 10 because we used to count. We used to be at a party and go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 5. All right, I got you.
The more, support that
Yeah.
they feel, you're going to have more people coming out
Right.
and, affirming themselves and having that affirmation back. So
Because
it's only going to grow from here. And
Well, because the
hopefully it
spectrum is
continues.
large. I mean, it really is.
There's a lot.
As you know, even if you self-identify as a totally heterosexual human being, there's gonna be a moment or two in your life, usually, that there's gonna be somebody that is very close to you, that was a mentor, that you felt an extra level of love for. And we've been told in the past that no, you should pull back on that. And no, that's not all right. But it is. It's okay, you know?
Absolutely.
And I find that
Absolutely.
crazy. And of course, sorry, my phone keeps ringing, guys. Sorry. Anyway, but and so what's next for Love Inc? What's on the horizon?
Well, we just launched a new site design.
What it
this
is?
past week.
Which is?
loveincmag.com, but just total makeover of the website
Yeah.
and just totally reconstructed it and how people can consume the content on there. Before it was very like traditional blog. It was by latest post, but that's not how readers are consuming the content anymore. They want to go and like, I want to see, I'm getting married in Florida in the fall. Like, I want to see Florida fall content. And that's kind of how we've structured it. So excited for that. That just launched last week.
And that was Love Inc. Say that again.
loveincmag.com.
Love Inc.
So
Mag.
that's
loveincmag.com.
And then our next issue is going to be hopefully going in late August, early September.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. We just did the big fashion editorial for that last month, and it was
my God.
Guys.
How exciting is this? I mean,
we always try to push boundaries. And strike up conversations with our fashion editorials.
Right.
And this one
you got.
Do you want me to share?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Share. What are you talking about? Exclusive. I'm just saying.
Yes, this is.
Exclusive.
So on our last cover shoot, we were working with a cisgender male model, and we had him in a wedding outfit.
Right.
Now, as someone who has been in inclusivity space, I've always said, try to avoid using the term bridal. There's not always a bride.
Right. And, bridal feels very generic when it comes to that, because a lot of people just defer to bridal to describe wedding. And we need to get away from that.
But so that was what I've always educated. That's what most people in this inclusivity education space say.
Right.
But we put this cisgender male model in a wedding outfit, and he goes, wow, like, I want to look like this on my wedding day. I feel so bridal. And
what?
What?
That's amazing.
Why can't a cisgender male feel bridal?
Bridal.
Why does bridal have to be gender?
Right.
It's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, smash.
And so,
that was like a shock
yeah. And
moment.
it shocked me. And so for this fashion editorial, we took that idea and we are redefining the term bridal.
So big fabulous.
How smart
and
is that?
We created a dress shopping experience.
Yeah.
One female and one male.
Right.
And they're having their bridal moments.
See?
So it's special.
So
I'm
yesterday,
very
randomly yesterday, I'm walking from the conference to my hotel room, and I see a trans model. Is that correct? Is that the correct terminology? Cis model?
They're either cis or they're trans.
Cis model.
Cis, okay.
Cis model. That was all done up in a gorgeous, like, almost like your Calvin Klein outfit the other night. That was like, holy shit. But in the hallway, short, obviously close cropped hair, little bit of light lipstick, gorgeous. He looked gorgeous and looked like he was, you could tell she, he, him, her, because I don't know her pronouns, looked amazing. Like, they felt amazing in that.
They were rocking it.
Yes. Because that energy, that intensity just came out of them.
Yeah.
And the
When
fact
you
that it
look
was,
good, you feel good.
I was
Wow.
going to say, when you're looking good and
well,
you
here we
feel
are
that,
at the Bellagio, and this is kind of a mainstream hotel, and the fact that they were having this kind of photo shoot right here was amazing to me. And I just thought, holy crap. Oh, I lost my co-host. She's like, I need some water.
entire time here.
Oh my God. Well,
It's a very dry area.
well, and I can't even tell you. Every
It
time
is
I
the
walk out,
summertime.
every time I walk out my room, I sweat. I'm like literally sweating here. Thank God for the camera being far away. But anyway, so congratulations on everything. We were super
Congratulations on the
excited about
nomination.
you.
Thank you so
You know what I
much.
mean? And then I'm assuming we're gonna see you at tonight's gala for the hopefully,
Yes, I can't wait to see y'all's outfit.
Oh no, honey, I got you. I'm just saying, she's got you. I'm just saying. So thank
Good
you
to
so
see you,
much for
Brittany.
being on the
Thank
show.
you.
Thank you, Brittany.
See you guys.
Awesome.
Have a great rest of the
Mwah.
night.
We'll see you tonight. Awesome. Oh my goodness. I mean, think about the fact that how far the community has come just in general when it comes to events and weddings.
That's amazing.
And the fact that we're doing more weddings than ever, where we have to be as event pros open, not just open, but fair to our clients to say, I am here to empower you, whatever your
To
pronouns
be
are.
whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
This is, it's you. Be you.
Because our job is to make them be powerful.
Exactly.
To make them feel, and I keep saying them because I don't want to ostracize anybody, use or he's or hers, but I want them to feel like it is their best day ever.
Yeah.
And all eyes are on them, and that they look amazing and they have the best day of their life.
It's all about the joy that you want to bring to them. That's essentially it.
So, but you, this is always interesting to me because when we talk about these new trends, and they're not trends, they're forever. But when we talk about the fact that we're trying to be more exclusive in this world, invitations feels very formal, old school, right?
Well,
How has that world
changing a
changed?
lot. It totally has changed. Some people prefer that they like to be called by their names. Some people don't want to use parents' names. You really, I sit down and I talk to my clients and I'll ask them, how do you want to be addressed?
Right.
How do you want to have your family included in the invitation?
Right.
Do you want to have your parents included? Every couple I meet is different from one another. And it's all about listening to what their needs are.
Right.
Because it's their day.
But if you're talking about receiving an invitation, let's say younger couple,
Mhm.
right, in the know who they are, know what where they are, like in their life terms. Maybe their family isn't so much in the know, and they get this invitation that says what, him, her. I don't know. How do you work that invitation politics that happens between the family?
I would recommend using the word we, so
Yeah.
that everybody's comfortable.
Right.
If you're going to address it from from the couple.
Right.
And maybe using their names. You can use first names only. You can use first and last names. If you're only using a first name, put the last name somewhere, maybe on the back of the back flap, somewhere, so that
Brooke.
people know who
Just call me Brooke.
who it's coming from.
Just call me Brooke.
And I feel like that's it's safe. You're not, when you're unsure and you don't know, but here, guess what? My name is Brooke. Just call me Brooke.
You know what?
when
You
it comes
actually
to
brought that
something-
up the other day, actually, because somebody was kind of falling all over themselves
It
about
depends on where
what they're supposed to be saying.
what their person, if you're coming over to Marcy for invitation, depends on where that person is in that journey of theirs or in their life with their parents and
Exactly.
the comfortability of it. Also, again, when she said their first name, that's what but
And some people haven't
I would
had
say
the
just call me Brooke.
conversation.
Yeah.
Some people, not that they haven't had the conversation, but they know maybe their family may or may not be comfortable with something. So you want to kind of make sure that you're putting yourself out there the way that you want to be presented, not
Right.
the way somebody else wants you to be presented.
perfect. Yes, perfect.
Yeah. So right now we're in the middle. So if you notice that the noise has kind of gone down in the background a little bit because everybody's gone back out to their
The next session.
the next sessions and what have you. But who is
We have actually Michael Dworick.
Michael?
Michael Dworick,
Hey, Michael,
come on over.
come on over, Michael. So,
So Michael Dwork is with he is with the Verterra group.
oh, Vatera, we love
he's the
Vatera.
CEO and
Hey,
president.
Michael, nice
Good
to
to see you,
meet
Michael.
you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, take a seat. Take a seat. So, Vatera obviously is a huge supporter of NACE and is on the leading edge of recyclable everything, basically, when it comes to plateware, straws. I saw boxes over there. I saw platters.
Serviceware, charcuterie,
serviceware,
boards.
charcuterie.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, like, where tell us a little bit about you, about the company, about what you guys do.
Sure. So 15 years ago, I started Verterra making compostable disposables for the food service industry.
Right.
And the goal from day one was to be able to provide attractive solutions to replace paper and plastic. And, one of the things that we always saw was labor rates were continually going up. People's sensitivity towards environmental issues were increasing.
Right.
And just the challenges of running a business were there. So we found that if we could provide simple solutions, because nobody was going to sort and separate their food and their this and their that.
I'm telling you,
Well,
I'm just saying.
right.
Okay.
So this
As
way,
an event person.
a compostable plate
Yeah.
can just go right in a compost bin with the food.
Right.
You don't have to have staff
Separate.
it,
Or
right?
clean it.
Or cleaning it.
Or scrub it.
Right.
Because one of the things that
labor.
right,
Same
exactly.
time.
Well, labor, because when you're talking about service industry, God love them, because they are the backbone of our world.
Yes.
But they're making $12, $15, $8. God bless them. Are they really going to have the time to stop and scrape? And to separate it, to make sure that it goes into the bin that it's supposed to. And I feel like your whole line of items solves that issue because it's biodegradable.
Right. And it takes the worst part of the job at the end of the night, right? Somebody's worked a full shift at a restaurant, at a wedding, whatever it might be. It's
right.
midnight, 1 a.m, and now they get to
deal
with everything.
And the fact it looks cute.
Yeah.
It's cute. I mean, because honestly, as us, that's what I'm saying. As us, as event people, I mean, we've always had the people that tried to do, the green kind of, and you're like, the straw tastes like paper, or the plate looks awful, or it doesn't feel on trend. And your material, like yesterday, we did the lunch, and everybody was served in those amazing boxes that you could then put your trays in. I just thought, brilliant. I mean, it just looked great.
And think about the fact that you're able to use these outside by a pool. I mean, because you can't have glass out there, you can't have plateware out there.
Yeah.
So this is like the perfect solution for something like that too.
Yeah. And look, right now everything is about the employees.
Right.
And if somebody has to go to the end of a beach or to the end of a pool from the kitchen and bring things back and forth, it's 20 minutes of not generating revenue for a property. Whereas with this, it goes out and then it just goes in one of the bins, and it just saves you so much time. We realize the same thing for room service. You think about a property like
I mean, you think about the fact how much. I mean, just as I was leaving my room this morning, there was sad, but not my room. Maybe. Anyway, there was like, I know, just like a 16 bottle Budweiser cans out there, and there was like a stack of all this incredible, like obviously greasy food that they had ordered from late night last night. Not my room. I'm just saying, not my room, guys. Anyway, I know, right? Exactly. But and I just looked at all that waste, and I just looked like there was so much paper and plastic and just waste on there, not just the food itself, and the fact that what they say is 60% of the world is going hungry at the moment, and the fact that there was all this waste in food, but then all this waste in just paper and plastic products,
right?
And I just think multiply that by 1,000 rooms, here at the Bellagio, and then multiply that by 50, 60, 70,000 rooms, and then add that to the event world. I mean, it's crazy.
I actually like how I'm here at the Bellagio in the bathroom. They have the thing that says if you're going to reuse your towels, hang them up or whatever. Because we've saved so many thousand, 230,000 like What was
Turtles?
it? No, not turtles. The
Probably-
like
probably
they can
gallons
elect
of
with
water.
the long story long, with
Right.
the amount of electricity that they saved on doing if you reuse your towel instead
Right.
of just throwing it down, it was 230,000 homes.
That's amazing. I
in
mean,
like-
I just find it
for a
amazing.
month or something.
Well, and
Or
15 years ago, I
Well, it
mean,
was pretty cool.
you started this 15 years ago. I know, right now you're like, I actually
always
put, I
do,
put my
but
towel
I
on the
made
floor
sure I
today. I
was.
feel bad. I feel bad now because I put my towel on the floor. Anyway, that was my first time using it. But so
Shower.
yeah, right, exactly. 15 years ago, you decide this is the company that I want to do, right? And you, how hard was it to convince people that this was the new way?
So
I mean-
the first presentation I did to a room full of people.
Yeah.
And I said, we're going to take fallen palm leaves. So we're not cutting anything down,
Okay,
right? We're going to create jobs for women in India.
right,
And we're going to make plates to replace the paper and plastic industry.
right.
You know, in the cartoons where you just watch the tumble.
And everybody gets
And
quiet. Everybody gets really, really quiet.
People didn't know if I was joking,
Oh.
or if I was out of my mind, but nobody took it seriously. And
Well, because when I hear that, I was thinking like yesterday when again I'm gonna bring up Fremont Street when we're going down Fremont Street, and there were people making bowls out of
yes. Yeah.
right palm
Palm
leaves, and obviously it's
like weaving, or
right
something?
weaving
Okay.
it, and so that's what my brain would have gone to if I heard you say, "Oh, we're gonna make dishes out of palm leaves." I would think, and employ a bunch of people in India. That's immediately what I would have thought. I would have thought, oh, you're going to get a bunch of those plates weaved. Does I really want that at my next event? Kind of thing.
Because most the big difference I think is when most people look at a natural material,
Right.
they immediately go to this like, oh, what was it, right? And they
Right.
maybe make a slightly more modern version of a traditional craft. And what our goal was, when we first started, so we knew that nobody cared. Right, we knew that. Like, that was,
Okay. I love the fact you're like, okay, let's start from this.
Right,
We're-
yeah, I mean,
nobody gives a shit
like-
about us.
right. No,
Okay.
but like
Okay.
we at Verterra cared about
Right.
the environmental issues, but in general, nobody cared.
Right.
Now, the day that there was the Vanity Fair of Leonardo DiCaprio with the polar bear on the iceberg, whatever it was, all of a sudden, I give him and that magazine more credit. than
Really?
almost and more than I do.
So pop culture made a massive influence in a shift in the perspective of just the world in general.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm sure a million people will disagree with me and
Yada,
I'll get 100
yada.
emails
Well,
about this.
I agree
Yeah.
with you today. So.
Yeah, that's all that matters, right?
But I watched it go from you're insane
Right.
to
Wait a minute here. Yeah.
like that was probably the biggest jump in awareness
Right.
that got created in a single moment, because a major pop culture magazine that has no real business in the sustainable movement,
Right.
in that one, it was on the cover. You couldn't
That's
avoid
just-
it. It was in a newsstand. It was in everywhere.
Was
And
that
it just-
luck? Did that feel like luck? I
You know,
mean,
I don't want to say I read tea leaves, but
Right.
that was like this huge stamp of credibility for me in the
gosh.
sustainable movement. And after that, people were like, "Oh yeah, I read the article." Like, everybody's like, "Oh, I read the article. There's an issue. There's an issue." Like, that became
And and here we are 15 years later, and obviously we've had the girl that stood up to Trump. We've had we've had people talk about the environment, about save. I'm 6. What do you expect me to do? I mean, that commercial that's going on right now. I mean, going green is everything at this moment. I feel like your time is now,
Yeah.
more so than ever. That your time is now.
Save the turtles.
Yes.
Save the turtles, right?
I'm
Seriously,
actually going to be speaking on this in a few weeks.
are you
I
ready?
am.
Where?
In Orlando. In South Florida.
Yeah.
At Peacock's Pantry.
Oh, that's right. We're doing the
Wait,
ladies at lunch.
go there.
We're doing the trends of tea. That's right. I totally forgot trends of tea.
Transit.
So, but again, you are. You basically fought the last 15 years to get to this point.
Yeah.
Do you feel validated, or do you feel like that the fight still continues?
It still continues. I mean, we constantly have people say, "We love you. We love the product. We love this. We love this. Why don't you make something in plastic?" We're just like, that's not what we do. And frankly, because of COVID, nobody wanted to buy plates for 12 months, and everybody said, if you come up with a lid, and we literally could not buy the PLA material, and we made a plastic lid, and it felt like such a huge step back.
Right.
But it was the only material we get. It was the and
really. And then it hurt your soul a little bit, I'm assuming, because you're like, we've spent the last 15 years, we've done nothing but save the environment.
Did not compromise.
And then here we are with a plastic damn lid. Do you get rid of it now?
We'll sell through the stock that we have. To dispose of it would be.
That's what I'm
crazier,
saying.
But
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you, now that we're on the other side of this, do you finally, you go, okay, look, we got to go back to our mission statement, or whatever that may be, and be done with this, right? And keep moving forward with how to, or maybe even rice paper. I mean, they're doing some amazing stuff with rice paper, and it's not 100% clear, but
when people want grab and go, they want grab and go. They want it to be sitting there. They want it to look beautiful. It has to be pristinely clear. And people don't think about all the different additives, and to make plastic not fog up requires additives.
Doesn't that drive you crazy?
Yes.
I mean, because people say one thing and then they do another.
Oh,
it's like, oh, I want to save the environment, and I'm gonna order all this stuff from my particular event, but then I'm an event planner and I run to the to-go store and go, oh, that sandwich looks really good. Okay, one use plastic, thank you. Oh, it's just me. It's just me. I only did it once.
Somebody years ago asked me, it's so hard to calculate how much impact this has and this has and this has. And I said, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
I said, go count your garbage bags at the end
Right.
of the event.
Right.
That's simple arithmetic.
Yeah.
Right.
If
You look
today
good
you
at
have 50
arithmetic.
and tomorrow you have 30, you just reduced your waste.
100%.
It's not that hard. Right?
Okay. Since you're in the know, and I mean, I'm gonna take you kind of outside of your world here, because you touched on something that always bothers me a little bit when I hear that Amazon is carbon neutral, right? Or Google is carbon neutral. How is it because they're paying to be carbon neutral? Because I can't imagine that these huge companies are doing, because I know there's a loophole here somewhere, and I don't know if maybe you know about the loophole, but I've heard that there's a loophole when it comes to these companies, that they pay to offset the carbon that they use or the carbon that they produce. Is that a thing?
Yes.
And I don't mean to put you on the spot, because it's out there.
Yeah,
it's out there in the media world.
I don't know about those companies specifically.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, yes, you can buy carbon credits.
You can buy carbon credits
to offset your impact.
Isn't that crazy to think about the fact that you could, in order to be, you don't even have to do the right thing, because you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. That's what's killing me. But the other people don't have to put in the same effort. They just have to buy carbon credit. I'm like, how does that?
Well, think about it like this: it costs them more, right? So the more right steps that you take,
right,
the fewer carbon credits you would need to buy.
Right.
So if they were to, and I believe that they have made like a lot of the warehouses solar powered or things like that. Right?
Well,
so,
and they in Vegas here, they have that big, if you stay up late enough. I'm just saying, if you stay up late enough, they have this like little infomercial that happens at like 3 a.m. Not that I've seen it. Just saying. Anyway, yes, I have. Anyway, but they were talking about they have the solar panel fields, and that it produces enough electricity to take care of the daytime needs of Vegas, which I find fascinating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Daytime needs.
That's
They're not talking about
wow.
nighttime. They're not talking about all the neon and the lights and stuff. They're saying daytime
You still
needs.
gotta have electricity to smack those machines.
I know,
Those
but
gotta be plugged in. They're not unplugging those.
But I find it fascinating that here in Vegas they have,
that's a lot of that,
right?
can you imagine?
But yet, do I feel like they're giving the same kind of effort when it comes into one-use plastics and their straws and their plates and their, it's a process. I know.
It's a process, and look, in a lot of ways, COVID had a huge impact, right? All of a sudden, even the people that a lot of people that I knew that were very much like, I'm only using my reusable water bottle. I'm only this. I'm only
Right.
like, and they were
Right.
and COVID hit, and all of a sudden it was just like that went out.
All
door.
of that
Now
went out the window.
Right now, it was a bottle of water because I don't want to take the chance that this. Like everybody reset their.
They needed to make money.
And every one of the look. I mean, we were selling PPE. This
Yeah.
is plastic.
Is that really?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Wow.
that. That's PP. Wait, I'm not touching your mask, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
that's
all
plastic.
the KN95s, the N95s,
Wow.
the 3+, all of those are plastic.
So, you know, we're going to go a step further because now there's the whole world of microplastics, right? That's a big issue right now. And we're from Florida, and Florida is all about, you know, our RCs and
Save
making
the
sure
turtles.
save the turtles,
Save the turtles.
Right. But they were doing it. They did a thing on microplastics, and the fact that like even this, hi Megan, even this breaks down into little microplastics that can be literally filtered, and that we're eating this.
Yes.
We're eating this, and it's getting caught in our body.
I'm gonna be Medea today.
Media.
With the
Anyway,
jokes.
I know, but you know what I mean. And again, we're gonna go back to your company. I feel like your company is paving the way of getting rid of that, and that as an event industry in the wedding world, we got to pay more attention to that. We're the decision makers. You know, you're a decision maker.
And
You're a decision
also
maker.
too, like if it's not something brought to you from the grant, bring it up to them. That's something.
Oh,
where
you know
can
what?
insert
And-
yourself to and help save the turtles, if you will.
How do you
know?
do that, by the way? So, do you have marketing material that you can give event planners? Like, if somebody out here watching us today says, "You know what? I love this idea. How do I sell this to my hotel?"
Help you, yeah.
How do you do that?
Branding part.
Yeah,
I mean, you have branded tableware.
yeah, but do you have like a website that talks about
Yeah.
the statistics?
Not really. And
Really?
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, still don't watch.
Yeah, like in 2 weeks, he's like, "Okay, problem solved. We'll have that."
Okay, Keith, by the way.
one of the kind of big challenges in the wonderful world of disposables is
Yeah,
there's no data.
really.
Try to find how many anythings are made in a year.
It's all guesstimation.
Completely.
All of it. All these statistics, all these shows that we
You know, I
hear,
never thought
all
about
these
that,
people,
yeah.
these reporters.
Look at me,
I'm not saying people aren't doing their job. It's just there's an here's the total number of XYZ made, or this or this or this.
Right.
It's just there, you know, and it's never disclosed. And even the companies that are public in this space, they
Well, I'm sure
disclose their
there's
revenue,
numbers.
but
Right.
they don't say we
Scream
made,
from
you
the
know,
rooftops
3
how
billion
much.
plates. So
Wow, that's
And they don't want to,
crazy.
and they probably don't want to tell people. They
No.
don't want to tell
No.
people, look,
Oh,
we
yeah.
made 3 billion plates and we
Yes.
made $18 million profit.
but
So,
also,
you know,
nobody really asks. If you were to stand in front of a Starbucks
Right.
and ask somebody how many disposable plates or how many disposable pieces do you use,
They would
every
have
day
no
with
idea.
with the cup in their hand, they'd be like,
Zero
I don't use
idea.
disposables.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about it. It's so ingrained.
Oh,
It's
Like,
oh.
literally, you catch someone walking out of the store with this in their hand. How
Right.
many disposables do you use a day? I don't
I
use
used
disposables.
to,
How many times do you go to Starbucks? Today? 3. Okay.
well, that's 3 disposables.
Oh no. It's a sleeve. It's a cup. It's a lid. It's a.
Oh. Yeah, but okay, let's look at this. The sleeve is disposable. I mean, that's biodegradable.
paper,
Yeah, it's
That's
paper.
Yeah, it's
Right.
uncoated paper. Yeah.
But the cups are not.
But the cups.
They have
the
a
cup-
plastic coating.
Yep, it's a
Plastic coating.
Or it
Oh,
could be
we
raised
could do-
on it, it could be a
You know,
bracelet.
but I take that back to the McDonald's the lawsuit where that
Oh,
grandmother, burnt herself with hot coffee.
yes.
And since then, we've had those plastic sleeves, and we've had the coffee cups with the. A lot of people don't even know that there's wax on the inside of these cups in
Yes.
order
That's
to,
what the plastic is.
which is crazy to me.
Yes.
Like, it's so crazy. Anyway,
Glug, 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 drink it out.
oh my God, this has
What's
been.
next?
Oh, go ahead. What's
On the
what's
horizon?
next? Yeah.
I mean, I know you have branded, branded plateware. Is there anything next that you foresee down the road for Tara.
Yeah, I mean, so look, we spent the first 9 years really just with the palm plates.
Right.
Then brought cutlery on. I mean,
The cutlery is awesome, by the
Oh,
way.
thank
I have to
you.
tell you, I love the cutlery.
love it.
I want to like bring it to party just because it's cool. You know what I mean? It is. It's cool, and I think there's even a NACE thing where it has like usable cutlery that you
Yes.
wash.
Yes.
Anyway, but go ahead.
So then we launched the collapsible boxes because it's for us. It's not just the product itself, but it's the overall impact. So like we have a collapsible box
Right.
because we want to minimize the shipping impact of the box.
Oh, smart.
Right? So when
smart.
we're looking
Smart.
at these things, it's always how do we lessen our cube? How do we like just every element
The
is
footprint.
the footprint, the overall impact of the product.
Because it takes gas and petroleum and all that to ship it.
Yep.
And so you got to figure out a way to get around that as well.
I mean, it just surprises me how many times we order things like from Amazon and you get this huge box for this.
Oh my
tiny
God, I
thing.
got a tiny
I'm like,
box.
17
Oh.
things
Put it
of
in a small
plastic
little
this
box.
big for something that small. in a
And you're
box.
not going to reuse the plastic. We all know that. You know, we're all slicing through it with our razor blades.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's been great. But look, I mean, as far as sort of what's next, you know, at this point we've sort of rounded out the line with everything we can make, with the exception of cups.
Right.
And really, it's just. And I mean, the cheese and charcuterie boards have
Those
been
are
amazing.
amazing.
Those are
This
amazing.
whole grazing
I have to tell you,
concept
that,
exploded.
those are
I would love those.
spectacular. I think that felt like a very natural next step.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
goodness.
nobody makes disposables for the cheese industry.
Right.
Which is awesome
I mean,
because
service
that's you.
pieces is like-
So
Yeah,
we
oh,
just,
yes.
you know, for us, it's really like being involved in an organization like NACE, where we're getting to see both caterers and people on the banquet side and just everyone in the event space.
Right.
For us, it's a great learning experience because everybody's saying, here are the trends, here's this, here's that. And they're thinking of it in terms of this macro.
Right.
And then we're like, what can we make to sort of backfill and support them as, you know, their goal, right? As people were saying, oh, we're doing more cheese and charcuterie boards.
Right.
And I'm looking at the world and going, there's no disposable for this. And people, the expense of maintaining and whatever their real boards is very high. So for us, it's just constantly like learning from the industry and creating new products for it, and then just moving forward step by step.
So you're constantly filling that void of something that isn't there.
Correct. Yeah. It's literally what's the gap? What's the gap? Make that product. What's
Smart.
the gap? Make that product.
Smart.
Because that's what you need, right?
Right.
If I just sat in a room and said, what crazy idea can I come up with? It'd be useless for you.
I was about to say, I'm like, we sat in a room and said, you know, it's kind of the craziest idea I could come up with. I don't think it'd be recyclables. Oh my God. It was great to meet you. Thank you so much for
Great
coming on the
seeing you.
show.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And we will be catching up with you later in the today.
Yes.
Oh my God. Later today for the gala.
Yes, the gala.
So we'll see you at the gala. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Guys, amazing. Oh my God.
Wow.
We're getting to meet some
That
like really
is-
cool people today.
Absolutely.
Do we have another surprise guest at the moment?
Not at the moment.
No?
Is Terry speaking?
Probably. Who?
Terry.
Did you have him written down? Okay. Well,
Okay.
anyway, welcome to the live show, everybody. So I have to tell you that this conference has really been above and beyond when it comes to the amount of guests that we have been talking to, the amount of exposure. You know, obviously it's been a more intimate experience than what we've typically had at a NACE conference, but I don't feel like I had a smaller experience.
Not at all. I mean, I will say, like, a lot of people are probably wondering why we haven't even addressed it, but why we're not wearing masks right now.
Well, it's just
We
us three.
have-
Yeah, we've been
right.
wearing three.
We've been
We're
wearing
in our
it,
own
and the
little
people that
pod.
we're interviewing
Yeah.
too, we've already vetted them and so
Yeah.
forth. So we are trying to stay as COVID compliant as we possibly can.
Right.
When we are out in the hallways, we are wearing our masks. When we're in our meetings and so forth,
Well,
we're
that's
wearing our
actually around me,
masks.
like
Because
see?
in Las Vegas right
Yeah.
now, it is a mask mandate.
That's
But I will
absolutely-
say that I
Sorry,
am
yeah.
surprised in going through the different hotels and different areas that some people are not.
Well, you know, and I feel like I see a lot of younger people not doing the masks,
Yes.
and because I
Those
never see,
millennials.
right? I don't ever see older people not wearing the masks. Older people are like, oh, screw this. I got a whole bunch of dirty people around me, You know, this is Vegas. I'm putting on a mask.
Right. I mean, I just heard this really sad story, and I'm gonna kind of be brief.
Okay.
But this couple, they had 4 kids.
Yeah.
They did not get COVID, the vaccine, because
Idiots.
they
Oh, sorry.
felt they wanted to wait for a year
Yeah.
and see how it went with the people who received them.
Right.
And they had the kids and so forth. Well, come to find out, the husband got COVID.
Right.
He wound up on a ventilator, not making it through.
Wow.
The wife,
Right.
she said that they would, she explained that they were waiting for the year. And the last thing that the husband had said to her was, go get the vaccine. And I was like, I mean, that just broke my heart that, people are not thinking like, how is it protecting themselves? And, it's not, you have to protect
Mhm.
yourself and you have to protect other people. And I don't think people are kind of getting that, like either get on board or stay inside.
And the
Well-
wishy-washy with the different news stations reporting
Right.
different things,
Right.
like it's not helping the situation.
Well,
No,
but
but
you
if
know,
you, if you
I
don't
mean-
know, then don't put yourself and don't put other people in harm's way.
Right, yeah, I don't. If you're not 100, then why just wear it until you think you know which way is something or not something. Then put the mask on.
Just
to
put the
me.
damn mask on.
Because,
Well, I
it's,
think that's
because
why
we're
it's so
also,
normal for us.
we're
We've been doing it for a year and a half now.
we're protecting them,
Right.
right? But they're not protecting themselves.
Right.
And that's the sad part is they're not protecting themselves.
And people think too, like there could be you never know someone who might have underlying conditions. Like, well, I'm protecting myself first and foremost.
Right.
Too. It looks, and also it's just
Right.
to
Well,
me, it's
it is a
so much-
choice.
It's just it is. But
It's a
Well,
choice, but
But
then use your
mask.
but
but
okay.
use your mask if you're not going to get
I don't
vaccinated.
understand this. If somebody said to me, you have the opportunity to avoid chickenpox, let's say chickenpox.
Mhm.
Nobody says no to a chickenpox vaccine.
Right. And
Nobody.
You're not necessarily
I mean,
avoiding it.
Yeah.
You're just getting your symptoms lessened.
I understand
Right.
that. And
And you-
and full disclosure, I was vaccinated. I had a breakthrough case of COVID. Not pretty. Oh my God. Not pretty. So I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you can still get COVID. It's just, my doctor said you didn't go on, you were lucky because we didn't have to admit you into the hospital.
Right. And you didn't have to go on a ventilator.
And I
not
didn't have to
make
go
it.
on a ventilator. Exactly.
you
But
made
if
it
I
through.
hadn't gotten onto, the vaccine, I would have been screwed. Seriously, I would have been screwed. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, that is our hour. Oh my God, we're already at 50
Wow,
minutes.
that was a
I
quick
know
hour.
it feels like
Yep.
that was
Commercial, my
so.
phone didn't shut off
I
after
know,
43 minutes,
like-
like always.
Well, we just had a little bit of a one small little weakness when it came to the break as far as the internet. So that's really good. Hey, Kathy, are you over there? Come here. She's like, oh shit. Kathy. Well, of course, Kathy, we have to have you come on. Oh my God.
We're in our final minutes.
We're in
there.
our final minutes, so we're gonna make you. This is Kathy Horner with NACE, and she is obviously a favorite of ours. We love you,
love you
Kathy.
guys. And
Uh,
I got to meet Brooke in
I know.
person.
Oh my God,
Look
the
at her.
best-
She's like,
I was telling Corey the story. My boyfriend landed yesterday, and I was like, the best thing happened. We were going to the club, and she's like, "I just came here to see Brooker," and I was like, like nobody's business, and that made me feel so
I know,
humble. I mean, so
totally shoved
I
aside.
mean, I love all of you.
I
but I've
know,
never
but-
met Brooke before.
I know, and you've only got to see her on the show, so it was really cool to be able to see everything. What's been your favorite thing about the NACE conference so far?
Seeing everybody
In person
and hugging everybody.
and hugging.
yeah.
I love that. And by the
I
way,
try not to hug,
yeah,
but
Oh, where's your
just
thing?
Seeing everybody.
so by the way, I love the fact that you guys have like these little dots, and you have green, yellow, red, depending on how
Okay.
comfortable you are with the whole COVID thing. So
'Cause I'm like,
green.
oh, my bag is green. It matches my bag.
I know.
So now I know that mine is green.
But
What does that mean,
you know, but
water?
green, bring it in.
Okay.
Yellow's a little cautious. Red, it's like stay the fuck away.
Stay away.
Yeah. Right, me too.
I finally got to hug Marcy for the first time here. in
Yes.
Over a year and a
In the-
half.
In over a year and a half. I mean, I
Something
love
small,
that.
so-
And I
like,
didn't
it
even
was
ask
amazing.
Brooke if I could hug.
Ah, you just like bring it
I
in.
mean,
You're like just
she
bring it
kinda
in.
pretty much got tackled away to the side, so it was coming. We were.
I did.
coming for it
I totally
anyway.
was like pushed. It was horrible. It was awful. I was like, oh, who are you? Boom. Oh, it's Brooke.
I felt validated at that very moment. Thank you so much.
But it has been an awesome conference. I have to say, it's been amazing to be able to get to be a part of all of this.
And the best is yet to come.
The gala,
Awards gala.
the awards gala. Oh
Awards
no,
gala, the
you know the
same thing.
awards
And
gala
it's
is always.
amazing.
I know,
It'll
but-
be amazing.
I know, but the awards gala, I'm always like, you know, it's one of those things. But you know, it's one of those things that you actually say it is lovely to be nominated. And it really is.
It really is.
I
It
mean,
really is,
The caliber of people that are up
Yeah.
for these awards is just outstanding.
and the fact that
And
you're having to do
yes.
2 years of awards basically in one night.
That's amazing.
All right,
in
just
itself.
remember,
She's like,
take a deep
"Oosh,
breath, because it's going to be a little longer.
yeah,
But,
but we get it.
you know, the decor,
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing, of course.
The graphics,
Yeah,
I have to say, shout out to Amanda.
yay, whoop whoop,
Amazing.
Amanda.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Look at me like we're.
The
I
food-
mean,
The food will be great.
yeah.
I'll be backstage, so I will not be partaking in the food this year, but that's okay.
Oh, you
I
want to
know.
get? You want a plate? You want us
No,
to save
I
you a
hear the
plate?
looks are going to be quite stellar this evening.
All right,
But
just
I,
saying.
you know,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
in charge of the envelopes.
You got the
Oh.
big responsibility.
Oh no! My God, that's the worst. Because then you could have that Oscar moment, you know, where they give the wrong
Or
envelope. Or
slips
they,
it in.
oh
No,
no!
no, no.
What was that Oscars where they gave the wrong?
I
you
have
know?
it so
Oh
organized.
no!
Oh,
that
of
was
course
like
you do.
Steve Harvey literally crowning the
Yeah,
It's
I-
numbered, it's in order, it's da 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 da.
Oh, I
What's
couldn't
his
imagine
name?
anything
Is-
different.
No
I couldn't
Steve-
imagine
no Steve
anything
Harvey
different.
moment for her.
No, exactly. Oh my
Well, if
God, I
somebody
totally
messes
know
up,
that.
It's on them because the winners in the right envelope.
Yeah.
Amanda and I did it.
Oh,
and
so cool.
So you know
Shh,
something.
no.
She
Anyway,
knows
no,
something.
no,
She might
no.
know
She
two
doesn't. No,
things.
she doesn't know anything. Anyway,
It's
so
just 64 words. I don't have that good of a memory.
thank you. 100%. Anyway, I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, as an attendee that's coming, and as a president that has had to run, you know, have a NACE chapter that went through this as a previous past president that's been having to do the NACE.
Future hopeful.
Right,
something.
future hopeful NACE. You know, it has been inspiring to see not just you, all that you have done for our NACE community, because it really comes down to the people. You know,
It's all about relationships.
it really is all about relationships,
The
and
team that you
we
have is just outstanding.
well, and I just adore the hell out of you. So you know that. You know, I
Number
just
one fan right here.
right, exactly. I just adore the hell out of you, and I just think you're amazing. And I think that what you guys have pulled off this year has been fucking fantastic. Excuse my words.
Can I quote you?
Yeah, right. I mean, it really
Twice.
is. It
Twice.
really
Twice.
is. I mean, the fact and to do it in the midst of where the Delta variant was starting to come back up, and there was all this nerves. I felt like all those disappeared as soon as I got on site. Like it all went away. I was like, because you were like, okay, no mask.
You see
no.
professional people being
Yeah.
professional doing professional things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see professional people doing professional things. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Anyway, so we just wanted to say thank you and thank you
you.
to the
Really,
NACE,
America.
NACE organization, because awesome.
I do love this. This podcast is amazing. It's so
Thank you.
innovative. It's just so needed. And thank you.
Oh well, I think
One
you.
time I don't
Every
wear
time I don't
lashes.
get to watch it every week. but
Right.
Whenever I watch it, number one, I learn something.
Yeah,
And number two, it's just fun to watch.
it's just fun to watch. Well, we don't take ourselves too seriously.
No.
Well, okay, you do. Anyway, she's like, what? Oh,
I
my-
Has me beat on that
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, all right. So because Good Shuffle is here, we're going to go ahead and run in their commercial, and then we will be back.
I chose Good Shuffle Pro specifically because of the ease of all of its functionality. It was just absolutely efficient, and I was just so happy. It was like a breath of fresh air and a huge weight that was lifted off of me.
Meet Good Shuffle Pro, software built specifically for event companies of all types and sizes. Whether you're rental, design, big, or small, we're Good Shuffle Pro. It's nice to meet you.
All right, everybody. So thank you so much for being part of Behind the Veil. This at our live show in Las Vegas. What did you guys
Yes.
think? Did you guys have a good time?
I'm still having a good time.
I mean, I thought this was amazing, and I thought it was a great opportunity for us to bring a little Vegas to wherever you are, because
Yeah.
you're not here with us.
Right.
But at least you're here and, and watching, and you're getting to see some of the people who are here and learning about the new ideas and trends that are coming out. And
And to be able to be together, honestly, I'm loving this. Because
Right.
we're always usually stationed at our own places, in our own homes.
Yes.
In our own homes, and we
to be
don't
together,
really,
and then to be
yeah,
able to have the guests come up
and be
meet
able to actually
people
talk to each other and be like,
yeah,
oh,
shake
okay.
hands and be like, hi,
Not
not through a screen. So it's,
I know, and
it's
of course I
lovely.
was bitching about the fact that we didn't have our mask and our proper lighting, but but I feel like that
I
was
don't mind being poorly lit.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you again for tuning in for Behind the Veil. Next Tuesday, we will be back in Fort Lauderdale at Tuesday at 2. And next week's guest, we have the owners of Earth and Sugar, kind of the cake boss of South Florida.
My favorite.
My favorite. I love
I've had
Earth
many a
and
piece
Sugar.
of cake from Earth and Sugar.
Yeah.
Many.
It's true.
I had to get them to leave them so fast.
beautiful, and it's just, I mean, delicious.
It really is. And so they're going to talk about, what has happened in the industry as far as their world, because, it's one of those things that you just kind of take for granted that the cake is going to be there. And but what has their business gone through, and what have they done to adjust to in order to survive? So we're really looking forward to having them on next week. But for now, we're going to just say goodbye and thank you all for being part of it.
Bye.
Bye, guys. And of course, now this is harder because I have to hit